Please join me in welcoming our Master of Ceremony, Fred Blankenship.
Good morning.
Good morning.
You know I'm the morning guy, so I make sure we all say it with energy. Good morning.
Good morning.
Ah, there we go. Great Friday morning to you. My name is Fred Blankenship, and welcome to the 41st annual Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. celebration. You always have to approach that and say that with the energy it deserves. Always. I will formally introduce myself in just a minute as we get the program underway, but first we'll begin with an invocation by Rabbi Adam Starr of Congregation Or a Torah.
Thank you so much for this tremendous honor. Shalom. Peace and blessings to all gathered here today. As we come together to honor the life and celebrate the legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., we are reminded of the timeless words he spoke. Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. These words resonate deeply within our hearts, urging us to understand that the struggle for justice is interconnected. When one of us suffers, we all suffer. And when one of us is free, we all share in that sacred freedom. In our holy tradition, this Shabbat, in synagogue, we will read and reflect on the Exodus story, the liberation of the Israelites from the slavery in Egypt. This story is not just one of ancient history, but a living, breathing call to each of us to act in the fight for justice and dignity. The Israelites journeyed from oppression to the hope of a promised land, a land where all people could live in peace with justice and equality. This sacred journey, grounded in faith and hope, is the very foundation of our call to make justice a reality today. Dr. King's life was deeply rooted in the same vision of liberation. His work was inspired by the teachings of love, justice, and nonviolence, and it was a continuation of the fight for freedom that has long been at the heart of the Jewish tradition as well. A powerful moment in the history of the civil rights movement came when Rabbi Abraham Joshua Heschel marched arm in arm with Dr. King in Selma. Rabbi Heschel, moved by the struggle for equality, famously said, quote, "When I marched in Selma, my feet were praying." Rabbi Heschel understood that the fight for civil rights was not just a political cause, but a moral and spiritual imperative, a call to all people of faith to stand together as one in the face of injustice. Today, as we reflect on the legacy of Dr. King, we also remember there are over 80 Israeli hostages, including American citizens, currently held in the dungeons of Gaza for what is now 483 of the darkest days for humanity since October 7th of last year. I wear a pin, so I will never, ever forget. We pray for their safe return, and we will not be silent until each and every hostage is reunited with their family, ending this injustice against all of humanity. Just as Dr. King's dream was the call to justice and peace for all, so too it is our prayer for a world where where no one lives in captivity, where every person can walk in safety and dignity. Let us pray. Master of the universe, we thank you for the gift of freedom and for the courage of those who have stood for justice throughout history. We pray for the safe return of all hostages and for peace, healing, and reconciliation in every land. Grant us the strength to act justly, to love mercy, and to walk humbly in the pursuit of a world where dignity and justice are the inheritance of all people. May we be inspired by the example of Dr. King Rabbi Heschel and the ancient story of the Exodus to work for a world where freedom, equality, and peace are realized for each and every person created in the image of the divine. And let us say, Amen.
Rabbi Starr, thank you very much for your words this morning. Now, if we could please stand for the presentation of the colors, the Pledge of Allegiance, and the national anthem led by international jazz vocalist extraordinaire, Lori Williams.
Carry, coast. Ready, cut. Mark time, march. Forward, march. Left turn, march. Detail, hold, present, one.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Forward, one. Ready, cut. Mark time, march. Forward, march. Detail, hold, flags down. Post.
Please be seated. And just because we can, how fantastic is Lori Williams? Absolutely incredible. I agree with that. Now, today is the 41st consecutive year we celebrate and honor the life and legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. I believe in wild, thunderous applause, please, for that message and that spirit. One of the most transformational and inspiring leaders in our history. The rabbi was talking about Dr. King's impact. I love when Dr. King talked about an idea of somebodyness. You are somebody. Don't ever let anybody treat you as if you are not. I love that philosophy in this thing called life. We're going to explore a bit about that today. Now, let me properly introduce myself. My name is Fred Blankenship from Channel 2 Action News this morning. You may know me as the loud man who comes on your screen in the morning. Okay, I believe that energy and enthusiasm starts the day. It wakes you up. It gets you off on the proper foot. And I think that's beyond important. Now, a lot of people have gifts, okay? I don't think I have many, except I think succinctly in 90s R&B lyrics. Okay? Now, there are people who can tell you it is going to rain outside at 5 a.m., but not everybody can say, meteorologist Brian Monahan, storms may come. This we know for sure. But tell me, Brian, can we stand the rain? It's a reminder that there are different ways to reach people. And whatever your unique gift is, go with it and enjoy this beautiful thing called life. Are you ready to have a wonderful time this morning? Yes. No, 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 not enough. Are you ready to have a wonderful time this morning? Yes. There we go. There we go. Now that we are properly acquainted, please join me in welcoming the presiding officer of the DeKalb County Board of Commissioners, Commissioner Michelle Long Spears.
Well, he woke me up, that's for sure. All right. Not quite as tall as you, sir. Good morning, DeKalb. Goodness. We're almost getting this down a little bit. Hold on, y'all. There we go. I'm 5'4" on my toes. All right. It is both an honor and a privilege to welcome you to DeKalb County's 41st annual Martin Luther King celebration. I am Commissioner Michelle Long Spears, and it fills me with immense pride to be here with you today, standing in the spirit of unity, reflection, love, and action as we honor the life and legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. This year's theme, Mission Possible, protecting freedom, justice, and democracy in the spirit of nonviolence 365, calls us to recognize that the fight for justice, equality, and peace is not just a moment in history, but a continuous mission that we must carry forward each and every day. And this mission is just as relevant now as it was in the 1960s. Dr. King's dream of a world where freedom, justice, and democracy are accessible to all. Accessible in that one, unfortunately, sadly, we still feel under threat today in so many different ways. From attacks on voting rights to policies that attempt to undermine our fundamental freedoms, we are witnessing forces that seek to turn back the progress he and we fought so hard for. and to achieve. We and he worked so hard then and now and into the future. But Dr. King's vision remains a beacon of hope and a call to action. His message of nonviolence, unity, and a fierce commitment to justice is just as needed in 2025 as it was when he marched across Selma or when he gave his iconic speech, "I Have a Dream." As Dr. King said, the time is always right to do what is right. Now let's repeat that here in this room. The time is always right to do what is right. This quote reminds us that even in the face of adversity, the work of justice, peace, and freedom is never finished. It's a continuous, urgent responsibility that each and every one of us in this room has a role in. Each of us, in our own way, has a role to play in continuing that work and furthering the mission. And here in DeKalb County, we are proud to carry that mission forward. As a community, we stand together as a reflection of Dr. King's dream: diverse, strong, resilient, and leading with love always. We are a county of innovators, activists, teachers, scientists, parents, young and old people. We are committed to building a future rooted in justice and equity. In DeKalb, we honor and cherish our past while boldly shaping the future. In DeKalb, we are home to a vibrant community that strives every day to create a space where every voice is heard, every voice. Every individual is valued, every individual. And every person has the opportunity to succeed and thrive. It is no coincidence that this celebration is held here in DeKalb County, a place that has been a leader in the struggle for civil rights and continues to be a model, a beacon of success. From our schools to our neighborhoods, from our businesses to our government, we are a model. We embody Dr. King's belief in the power of community, collective action, and I'll repeat it again, leading with love. As we reflect today on Dr. King's enduring legacy, let us remember that his dream remains possible. It remains possible. It is up to us here and now to continue that work. We must stand firm in defending our freedoms, securing justice, and ensuring that democracy thrives. Together, as a community, we can and we will make this mission possible. We will succeed. Thank you all for being with us today, for your commitment to justice, and for your unwavering belief in the dream that unites us all, and your unwavering belief to do what is right, what is just, and what is equitable. Let today be a reminder that the fight for equality, dignity, and nonviolence is ongoing, and that we, as DeKalb County, have a powerful role to play in this mission. Welcome, and let's enjoy the celebration. We are better together, DeKalb County. Thank you so much.
Please give it up for Commissioner Spears. I love what she said. I love what she said about leading with love and doing what's right. And this is most certainly a celebration today that we're going to be having. So let's enjoy it. We're gonna bring back up, Lori Williams was so phenomenal. Let's bring her back up again, shall we? Okay, her lyrics are so wonderful, talking about trust the voice inside of us. You didn't think I knew, did you? That's right. So please, thunderous applause for the wonderful and talented Lori Williams. So there was something about that voice and those words and this image. I don't know where you went but I went home. And that's how good that felt. Accolades deserve their due. The amazing Lori Williams, because I want you to hear it, okay? It says here that you have the unique ability to blend jazz, R&B, gospel influences. You performed on stages worldwide, including the Kennedy Center, the prestigious jazz festivals as well, and you inspire audiences. But I want you to know you just took me home. And you can't put a price tag on that. One more big round of applause, please. Thank you. Now, I would like you to get really excited because I'm about to introduce DeKalb County's newly elected CEO. Oh, yeah. Okay. All right. I want you to treat this just like the Falcons coming out the tunnel. All right? All right. We can go Braves, too. We can do it all. We can do it all. Don't you forget the Hawks as well. All right, here we go. CEO Cochran-Johnson has been a longtime advocate for equity, economic development, and strong governance in DeKalb County. Throughout her career, she has championed policies that uplift our communities, promote business growth, and ensure the county's future success. This is what it says. So when I talk to people, I always talk to somebody who knows the person, because I want to find out about the person, right? So you want to know who she is, okay? I'm not going to tell you who I spoke to, because I protect my sources. She is a woman of her word. She is going to continue to change things for the better in DeKalb County. In this one, she is super stylish. True story. Okay, so I do the morning news, and we're on at 4:30 in the morning, 5 o'clock. And we'll be talking about a story in DeKalb County, and CEO Cochran-Johnson will come on and she'll be explaining her point. And my co-anchor is Lori, and Lori Wilson, and she says, I say, Lori, look at those glasses. So stylish, so ready for the job, and so ready for your applause. With thunderous applause, please give it up for newly elected CEO, Lorraine Cochran-Johnson. I appreciate you. Thank you very much.
Listen, good afternoon. Please, everyone, take your seats. There's no need to stand because today this celebration is far bigger than me. Let me say that I chose wisely when I requested Fred Blankenship. There are few people who could have come and given me such high praises, and I expected absolutely nothing less. So you did not disappoint in coming out today. But today, this is so much bigger than me. I'd like to say that here in DeKalb County, I am told that we have the longest running MLK celebration in Metro Atlanta. So give yourselves a round of applause for 41 years. 41 years. And with this year's theme of Mission Possible, protecting freedom, justice, and democracy, we could not celebrate with a better theme. You know, I think, let me also acknowledge Commissioner Long Spears, our presiding officer, for her words, because today in America, we face so many challenges. And let's be very clear that during this time of celebration for our MLK holiday, it is a time for us to reflect upon an enduring legacy, as well as recommit each of ourselves to the principles of justice, equality, and service. Dr. King once said, life's most persistent and urgent question is, what are we doing for others? Today, we gather not only to honor his memory, but to answer the question, through action, service, as well as leadership. At this time, it is my distinct honor to introduce a leader whose voice and vision continue to shape conversations of faith globally. His belief in justice, the empowerment of people on this day makes him a natural choice. Our King Day Charge speaker, he is a dynamic preacher, a national advocate for economic justice, a spiritual leader who is dedicated to transforming lives. He serves as the senior pastor of New Birth Missionary Baptist Church. And this Sunday, for all of you who have the opportunity, please join us, because this Sunday at 9:30 a.m., DeKalb County will have its first annual day of worship at New Birth Missionary Baptist Church. The power of prayer, the power of words, and the power of unity is real. And in our community, it's time we come together in an unprecedented way. So, where he leads with power, passion, and purpose, at New Birth Missionary Baptist Church, we are proud and honored to have him as a formidable leader in DeKalb County. At this time, I would ask that you all join me in welcoming Dr. Jamal Bryant. My pastor.
Thank you so much. I'm grateful.
Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon, everybody. From a one-bedroom apartment in Harlem, New York, standing at 5'3", Langston Hughes wrote, "I too sing America. They ask me to eat in the kitchen when company comes, and I'll just laugh and eat well and grow strong. For tomorrow they'll see I too am America." When you look across this room, you can see that this is the best of America is what's in DeKalb County. And how blessed we are. How blessed we are to have steering our ship is an incomparable leader in our CEO, Lorraine Cochran-Johnson. I broke all protocol during the election of our CEO. We are not supposed to endorse candidates from the pulpit. And as best as I could, I covertly and outwardly supported our CEO. And one Sunday after she came to visit, an old lady came to me and said, I like her, but her glasses are so big. I said, her glasses are the size of her vision. And everyone else's is much smaller, and so I wanted to honor you. I salute you. I celebrate you. I am from Baltimore, Maryland, and I just arrived here to DeKalb in 2019. But evidence of the wisdom that God has given me, I married the former youth director for DeKalb County. My wife is Dr. Carrie Bryant. Won't you please stand? I am grateful for her. Appreciative for all of you who are here on this day. We are arrested by the conundrum that Dr. King found himself in the urgency of now. A well-known motivational speaker and former pastor, a strategist both in the corporate and the nonprofit sector, John Maxwell recounts when he was 9 years old, his father said to him on the back porch, there were 5 frogs sitting on a log, and 4 of them decided to jump off. His father, Fred, asked his young son, John, at 9, how many frogs were left on the log? Emphatically, the young son said, only 1. The father said, I want to say it to you again. There were 5 frogs on the log. 4 of them decided to jump off. How many were left on the log? John, frustrated, said to his father, because he had done so well in math, that there was only one. His father corrected him and said, no, there's not one frog on the log, there are 5. And John protested, you said 4 decided to jump off. How were there 5? And his father bent over and looked into his young son's eyes and said, John, you have to learn that there is a difference between deciding and doing. Most people who decide never do. When we think about Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s life and what was taking place, that a bomb would, in fact, find itself exploding in a church in Birmingham, he didn't just decide to do something, he did something. When it is that black people found themselves on the battering ram of injustice, in the realm of economic disservice, he said that there had to be something that would bring the city to a screeching halt. Rosa Parks didn't just decide not to give up her seat. She didn't give up her seat. And as we come to a critical moment in history, I would posit to you, albeit humbly, that 42 years from now, generations yet unborn, your grandchildren, your great-grandchildren, are going to ask of you, as lobbyists, as commissioners, as CEOs, as pastors, as citizens, going to ask you as first responders, did you decide or did you do? What did you decide and what did you do? When it is the imminent threat that children any day now will find themselves in cages, what are you going to decide and what are you going to do? When Guantanamo Bay is being prepared for 30,000 people to find themselves in no uncertain terms in a holding pattern, what are you going to decide and what are you going to do? In Metro Atlanta, there are over 230,000 students who have housing insecurity, living in extended stays, pull-out mattresses. What are you going to decide and what are you going to do? When last night in America, 1 million people, hear this, 1 million people in America last night slept in their car. What are you going to decide? And what are you going to do? The courage to do nothing is cowardice. You have to decide at some point in your life whether or not to answer Jawanza Kunjufu's question, to be popular or to be smart. Am I going to rise above what everybody else's expectation is, or do I have the strength to be disliked? To do nothing is the quickest way to job security. To do something comes with the cattle call of being ostracized, being marginalized, and being misunderstood. The Latin root word of decide is side. It means the death of something. So genocide is the death of a whole group. Suicide is the death of one person. Fratricide is the death of your brother. Homicide is the death of another individual. And cyanide is, in fact, the death of so many things that have found a history reeling. Pesticide finds itself the death of fruit and vegetables. And I want to know, what side are you on? Are you deciding in this moment, I'm just comfortable to be at breakfast, comfortable to have a secure government job, comfortable to know that I am in a position of being recognized publicly, when the generation just before ours made the critical decision, if I can help somebody as I pass along, if I can cheer somebody with a word or with a song, then my living is not in vain. Your decision to do something will have you at a place where the FBI will record your phone calls. Your decision to do something will enlist somebody who is mentally challenged to assassinate you with a 6-cent bullet while you stand on the balcony of a Memphis hotel. Your decision to do something, even after you are dead, they'll bring out tapes to besmirch your character and your legacy. You have to make up in your mind, what is our decision? I shudder at reporting to you this morning that over 32 million Americans who were of age and eligible did not vote. They decided that even if I am not a part of the solution, I don't mind being a part of the problem. And so the urgent question that is before you is not about 5 frogs sitting on a log. It's about 100 people in a room deciding whether they're going to do something or nothing at all. 48 hours ago, an edict was sent from the White House administration that the federal government will no longer recognize Black History Month. They have decided that maybe Martin Luther King's birthday is a DEI holiday and is not worthy of full recognition. Before you slumber in the chair of self-righteousness, in March, they don't even want to recognize Women's History Month. So I have to ask you, because there are not 5 frogs, there are 10 people at each table. And if 10 of them decide to do something, but 9 of them do nothing, the children will think you're still at the table. I pray that this is not our last Martin Luther King holiday. Can you imagine? We were supposed to be together 2 weeks ago, but a storm stopped us, and we had to recalibrate and come back. I'm from Baltimore, and I had to look out of the window. I overslept. I missed Fred's broadcast. I had no idea that in Atlanta, a blizzard is 2 inches. Yeah. 2 inches stopped a celebration. 2 inches stopped a moment that has been taking place for 42 years. I pray that in 2026, we'll be able to come back and say that executive orders didn't stop us. Racism didn't stop us. Going backwards didn't stop us. Because in this hour, what is causing the crash is not a DEI hire. It is general accepted complacency. Up, you mighty people. Accomplish what you will. And don't just decide, but do. Thank you so much.
DeKalb, as you take your seat, let me say to each and every one of you that in this room we have a higher obligation to community and self. And truly, it is a time in America for us to decide. So your words, Dr. Bryant, were needed for such a time as this, as we see efforts on a federal level to dismantle recognition of individuals simply because there are those who have deemed it necessary to exclude, to deny, or to omit, and in some instances seek to rewrite history. But my grandfather used to say down in LA, in Lower Alabama, that he who knows not his history is destined to repeat it. So we have the power to continue to decide, to acknowledge our brothers and sisters of all hues, to understand that we are better together than apart. So thank you for those words. And I'm not concerned with what happens on the federal level, because we will be back next year for the 42nd celebration of the Martin Luther King holiday. Each year, DeKalb County has the privilege of recognizing individuals who embody the spirit of service and dedication to humanity. The Nathaniel Mosby Humanitarian Award is named in the honor of a man whose commitment to justice and advocacy left an indelible mark on our community. This year, we're proud to honor two remarkable individuals whose unwavering dedication to service has positively impacted countless lives here in DeKalb County. Before I invite our honorees to the stage, let's take a moment to learn about their contributions. Please watch the monitors.
DeKalb County CEO Lorraine Cochran-Johnson is pleased to announce Mawuli Mel Davis as a 2025 Nathaniel Mosby Humanitarian Award recipient. Known as the Liberation Lawyer, Davis has spent the past 30 years using his legal expertise to advocate for the underserved. Davis has been at the forefront of the fight for social justice, actively organizing protests, building coalitions, and leading training efforts to advance the Black liberation movement.
When I walk into a courtroom as a Black lawyer, I'm walking in there having a clear understanding of what it has taken for me to even be able to practice law with all of those courageous, historic ancestors who came before us and paved the way. So I'm clear about the power and the potential of socially conscious Black lawyers in this country and around the world. And when we're on the right side of history, the Most High, our ancestors, bless our work.
In 2005, Attorney Davis, alongside his partner, founded the Davis Firm with a mission to create a distinguished law firm focused on the needs of the people and community. And he has certainly fulfilled that vision. As an activist attorney, Davis leads through action. He has represented victims of police brutality and people falsely accused of crimes, giving a voice to the voiceless. His commitment also extends to representing activists from movements like Black Lives Matter, Occupy, and Moral Monday. As an accomplished attorney, Davis has earned numerous honors, including the 2019 Ben Johnson Public Service Award from Georgia State University College of Law, the highest award the school bestows. Davis has been named Humanitarian of the Year by the NAACP Atlanta chapter, Civil Rights Attorney of the Year by the Gate City Bar Association, and a super lawyer for 10 consecutive years by Atlanta Magazine. He's a member of the DeKalb chapter of the 100 Black Men of America, and the DeKalb Lawyers Association has established the Mawuli Davis Legal Warrior Award in his honor. Davis's law firm is one of the largest African-American-owned firms in Georgia, putting his mark on the right side of history. In love, victory, and struggle, Davis remains on the front lines, fighting for what's right for the community. Congratulations, Mawuli Mel Davis, on your recognition as a 2025 Nathaniel Mosby Humanitarian Award recipient.
At this time, it gives me great honor and pleasure to acknowledge and recognize our own Attorney Mawuli Mel Davis with the Nathaniel Mosby Humanitarian Award. Yes. Thank you. Congratulations. I first came to know Attorney Mawuli Mel Davis when I was the associate publisher of Who's Who in Black Atlanta. And since that time, you know, I have watched him in the community organizing, from Let Us Make Man, his commitment to community, to youth, and to justice, something that often goes overlooked. So at this time, I would love to allow you to address the audience and just know that here in DeKalb County, we appreciate the work that you do, and we stand behind you as you fight for so many who cannot fight for themselves.
Thank you. Thank you so much. This is truly humbling, truly an honor. We love DeKalb County. My wife, Dr. Jana Johnson Davis, a member of the City of Decatur School Board. We love DeKalb County. And when you love a place, you fight for her. You fight hard because you want to make her better. And I've had the honor of litigating cases against DeKalb County. I know the DeKalb County Legal Department is somewhere in the building. Very, very worthy adversaries, but professionals through and through. And they know that what we do is not personal. It's for the people. And so if you get mad at me, it's okay. It's for the people. And what we are so grateful for as a law firm is that our community has continued to choose us to fight for these righteous causes. Many of you all probably have seen the unhoused brother by the name of Cornelius Taylor, who was run over by an Atlanta heavy piece of equipment and crushed his body. He was in a tent, Pastor, and they just decided they were going to clear it out, and they didn't check the tent properly, and they killed one of our brothers. And so we have to decide and do. And we're deciding and doing every single day. And Madam CEO, I'm grateful that you would think that we were, because I accept this on behalf of our law firm. I accept this on behalf of all the young brothers and sisters in Let Us Make Man and Black Man Lab and Black Woman's Lab and all of the organizations like Beacon Hill who have said, if there's a Confederate monument, let us take it down, and now stands a statue of John Lewis. Those are the brothers and sisters that I accept this award on behalf of, and on behalf of our ancestors, those who were enslaved in Alabama and in Georgia and in Mississippi, and they sat down so that we could stand up today. And so whatever comes against us as a community, whether it's from DC or wherever, we know that mission is possible, that we will win, because in our DNA is resistance, and we must continue to resist, and we pledge on today that we will continue this fight. And we thank you for those who will fight alongside of us, and we even honor those who are on the other side, who will one day know that we are on the right side of history. Thank you, and God bless you.
Again, let us congratulate Mawuli Mel Davis, along with the firm and all of those that work alongside him, because it truly takes a village. Today, the second award recipient is Mr. Mike Hall, who is also DeKalb's own. Mike Hall is a philanthropist, a community advocate, and a business leader. As the owner of Georgia Furniture Mart, many of you may have seen him. He's the furniture guy. Once known as Georgia Discount Furniture, but Mike has not only built a successful business empire, but he has committed himself to giving back to the community and making a tangible difference in the lives of those around him. At this time, please watch the monitors.
DeKalb County CEO Lorraine Cochran-Johnson is pleased to announce Mike Hall as a 2025 Nathaniel Mosby Humanitarian Award recipient. Hall knows furniture and, more importantly, understands people. As the owner and president of Georgia Furniture Mart, Hall has grown his company into one of the largest furniture stores in the Southeast. A business that started with waterbeds, he now runs a 92,000 square foot showroom and boasts $40 million in annual sales. Since 1980, he's mastered the art of adapting his business model to remain marketable and relevant. Now, Hall applies these same skills to help others achieve success.
Myself, my leadership team, and truly my entire organization really want to make an impact in the community by working together, not only in our own company with our own employees, but with the business leaders around the community to help to raise the awareness for the issues, the bias issues that we're all facing as a nation. We call ourselves a love and respect-based company. And when you define yourself that way, it creates, you have to live up to it. You have to find the ways to really show love, to show respect. And so we've been working on this for many years and have found many strategies that have really brought the culture in my own company together. It's deep in my heart. We're just people.
Hall has built a strong partnership with DeKalb County to enhance the local business community. In 2020, Hall hosted a virtual roundtable, Growing in the Workplace, Diversity and Inclusion, featuring local business leaders. Additionally, in 2022, Hall was honored with the Bill Gates Philanthropist of the Year Award during the inaugural Spirit of DeKalb Awards for his impactful work throughout Georgia. Beyond his business success, Hall is dedicated to supporting families in need, working with youth, and advocating for the fight against homelessness through his support of the Atlanta mission. He also aids the Jeffrey Campbell Evans Foundation, which provides a place to stay for individuals undergoing organ transplants. Known as the Furniture Guy, Hall is much more than that. He helps businesses thrive in a constantly changing landscape while giving back to the community. His advocacy demonstrates a steadfast commitment to improving the lives of others. Congratulations, Mike Hall, on your recognition as a 2025 Nathaniel Mosby Humanitarian Award recipient.
Thank you. Well, just when you think things are in order, let me say that unfortunately today, Mike could not be here. Many of you, if you know Mike, he's always present in the store. And I have the good fortune of having the ability to call he and Michelle my friends. On the monitor, you literally saw a school that he constructed in Africa. He is a huge humanitarian. He gives not only to those abroad, but even in with his employees, he has a program for those who may have overcome adversity, who may not have an opportunity otherwise to work in a formal environment. He offers a no judgment zone, something that is often needed today in America. So on behalf of Mike Hall and his wife, the furniture guy and the lady, I received this award. I will make sure that he receives it. He does ask today for your prayers because there's been a series of unfortunate events within their family that prevents him from being present. But thank you all so much for coming out. And this evening, as I close, I want to make sure that we have acknowledged, are there any other commissioners that are present here today? I see Dr. Ladina Bolton, Super District 7 Commissioner. Of course, we have our presiding officer, Commissioner Michelle Long Spears, that is present here today. And you can always trust our new Chief Communications Officer, Ms. Deanna Smith, to acknowledge those elected officials that are present. Former Mayor Melanie Hammett from, oh my goodness, my city of Pine Lake. Ms. Augusta Woods, also Councilwoman, City of Pine Lake. And we have former Mayor Deborah Jackson here present today from City of Lithonia. Thank you for coming out. We have, of course, our Brookhaven councilman, Mr. John Funny. Our sheriff, Melody Maddox. Yes. And I would also like to ask that all members of the beloved DeKalb County community, all staff and employees, please stand at this time. Thank you so much for your service to DeKalb County. Thank you. Are there any of, and last but not least today, I want to acknowledge our sanitation workers. I'd like for you all to come forward. Please come forward. If you are sanitation workers that are in the building, come forward. Okay, so maybe it's not the yellow uniforms, but we always extend to our sanitation department a personal invitation to be present, because it was in 1968, following the march in Tennessee, in Memphis, that Dr. King the next day was assassinated. So today I want to say thank you all for coming out. Hopefully you've enjoyed the event today, our celebration. Let us leave different than we came. Let us decide today to simply do something. So please, as you leave, greet each other in brotherly and sisterly love. I see we have a state representative in the house. Please stand. Representative Davenport to be acknowledged. And to Fred Blankenship, I enjoy you. I'm an early riser. You get me going in the morning. To my chief of staff, to all of my central staff, thank you, and God bless each and every one of you. Please go about your day and enjoy your weekend.